without any further ado, our final guest of the evening is already on the line, and she trains out of Miller's Brother MMA. You know, our good friend of the show, Sean Santella, pointed out that she has a grappling super fight coming up here in a few weeks at the end of August. Is that Brooke? Is that Fahey? Is that how you enunciate that?
Brooke Fahey.
Not just Fahey? There you go. Even easier. So, you know, so why is it was Sean so adamant about reaching out about you, Brooke? What would you say Sean finds so special about you, if you had to put your finger on it?
He finds a lot of potential in me. I started when I was so young, and he just wants me to go really far with it and follow my dreams.
And what are your dreams?
I really want to be in the UFC. I want to start fighting, getting in the cage when I'm 18. I look up to him a lot, so yeah.
You look up, you know, obviously training at the Miller Brothers, it would be, you know, you wouldn't be far-fetched to find, you know, guys who've competed in the UFC. You know, out of everyone, why is Sean the guy that kind of reached out to you? Is it because, you know, he's the guy that has been there the whole time? Do you have that relationship with other coaches?
Sean's my main coach. We're really close, and we have a really good friendship, so we just bond really well.
I think that's the important part about it too. When you get into it, if you don't feel that you have that connection with you know with your coach, you know, would you think it'd be safe to say if he wasn't your coach, maybe you wouldn't have the same passion about competing as you do now?
I think it really depends on your coach. If you have a very good relationship with them, I think it makes everything a lot better. It makes your confidence higher.
And it doesn't hurt to have a champion like Sean, you know, giving you these high praises too, right?
Yes.
Now, what's the super fight coming up? What, you know, what's the promotion? Who you going against? You know, how did the whole match come about?
I'll be fighting Randy Miley. She fights at Martial Way MMA. I've trained with her one time, and her coaches wanted to get with me, so it should be a good match.
It sounds like it should be a fun one. What is now I'm going to go back to Sean here for a second. If you had to put your finger on it, how long ago do you feel that your coach there should have been in the UFC? I kind of feel like it's been like at least 3 fights. He probably should have been there. What do you say?
Oh, he definitely should have been in the UFC already, and I truly don't understand why he isn't. So, I mean, he's a talented fighter. He puts everything he's got into every single fight, and I don't see why the UFC shouldn't want him.
Hey, Brooke, this is Brad Storm. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. As far as fighters go, who's your favorite fighter right now? Anybody you feel get inspiration from?
I really liked Ronda Rousey, but since she's kind of disappearing from the UFC, like she's the one that inspired me to start mixed martial arts and jiu-jitsu, so I look up to her.
Was it a little bit disappointing on how she's not trying to get back into the cage and redeem herself once again and be on top like she used to be, or is it you kind of just like, it is what it is?
It is what it is, but I wish she would get back into UFC.
What aspects of her game when she was on top and was destroying people, what aspect of her game did you like the most?
Her arm bars.
Have you been practicing yours?
Oh, yeah. That's what I hit mostly in my tournaments.
Now,
go ahead, Steve.
All right, Brad, I'm back, and we are, even though we're running a little bit late here, thankfully, Marion still has a few minutes of her time to give us. Brooke, we're on the line with UFC Bantamweight Marion Reneau. Do you have any questions for her?
Yay! Hi, Brooke. How are you? I was looking at your Twitter. You're quite the grappler. I'm a fan already.
Thank you.
So I hear you have a super fight coming up, and you have aspirations to be an MMA fighter. How old are you?
I'm 16 years old.
That's awesome. That's a great goal to set. What made you decide to do that?
When I was 13, my dad watched the UFC a lot, and he would show me some moves, and I was like, wow, can you please start me in this? And he told me if I did 30 curls each night, he would sign me up. And when he signed me up, and as soon as I stepped onto the mat, I was like, I want to do this for the rest of my life.
Right on. Right on. Do you do any wrestling?
I wanted to start wrestling for my school, but it interfered with my training schedule, so I decided not to.
Well, if there is any advice that I can give you as a pro MMA fighter, it would be to get into wrestling ASAP. It's something that's essential. I mean, we love the ground. We do. I have spent 10 years grappling, and I love it. But you got to get them to the ground. And 100% of the fights start standing. You've got to make sure you get them to the ground. So either judo or wrestling, either one, you got to make that commitment.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, I know you, and I'm going to reiterate something Marion just said. Now, you were just saying that it interferes with your training regimen that you already did with jiu-jitsu. You already have a good base with jiu-jitsu. Taking, a couple months off, every year to work on your wrestling, I think will be even just as beneficial as not stopping your jiu-jitsu training. Your jiu-jitsu isn't going to go anywhere, but the advantages you're going to get in MMA from wrestling, you just can't put a dollar amount on that.
No, that's absolutely true, and I get where she's coming from, where you think that you're going to lose your timing or your peers are going to get ahead of you, but in reality, in the long run, you're actually getting a jump on them because they're doing something that you're not doing, and you're taking advantage of it. I mean, jiu-jitsu is a journey. It doesn't end when you turn to a black belt. It doesn't end when you turn to a brown belt. It actually just starts. And in fact, when I got my black belt, I felt like it started all over again. It was a brand new journey. So it's one of those things that, do you want to get the jump start on everybody in all the competition, or do you want to sit and worry about somebody else getting promoted before you, et cetera, because I know that feeling. So, I mean, it's a tough one to call because you are so young, but it's just one to consider, too. Especially if you plan on, if your end game is MMA, then that should be your plan. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, even though, you still want to work on your jiu-jitsu, I would seriously consider investing in that, moving forward. Like I said, you feel like you might be losing something, you're gaining so much more. I can't tell you how many fighters I've talked to that says they wish when they were younger they got into wrestling earlier. It's just an invaluable tool, and especially like you said, you have aspirations to be a UFC fighter or a mixed martial artist. Take the advantages now. I know you're 16. I know you're starting to get to that point where you're really starting to get a grasp of your jiu-jitsu. It's not like she said. It's not going anywhere. Take the advantages where you can, when you can.
Mm-hmm. I'll be watching out for you. I can't wait till your super fight.
Oh, thank you.
Yay! Who are you going up against?
Super fight.
You gotta love it.
Who are you going up against?
Randy Miley.
Oh, right on. And what is because I didn't get a chance to hear the whole podcast, so you might have said it before, but what's your go-to move? What are you known for in the gym?
Definitely my arm bars.
Ooh, vicious! Oh. You attack them. But hey, you know what? That's a great thing to have. But you know what? My master, Clever Luciano, what he taught me, he's like, arm bars are great. They're fantastic. To hear somebody's bone cracking, it's the best thing ever. but seriously, he's like, there are those girls and guys you're going to go up against who are hypermobile. That means they're crazy flexible, and you're not going to be able to tap them out. And I've been against the best, and I've seen that. He's like, everybody needs to breathe, choke them out. So although your arm bars are good, learn how to choke people out because everybody needs air.
I like that one.
Truth.
Yeah.
Everyone needs air. The truth there is undeniable, for real.
Yeah, that is true. Nobody likes to be caught in a triangle or a rear naked choke or a guillotine, and you're fighting for air, and then you start seeing those white blotches, and then before you know it, you wake up and like, what happened? What just happened? Or 5 more minutes, Mom. 5 more minutes. You want to wake up.
Brooke,
you want to wake up and God.
Marion, you've obviously choked some people out on the mats before. What is the funniest thing one of your teammates have ever said to you? Without naming any teammates or anything like that, what is the funniest thing you've heard come out of their mouths?
After they've been choked to sleep?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't do that. I do it more so in competitions. If I'm in the gym and they don't tap, I have nothing to prove. I'll usually let it go. But from what I've heard, people around me, a couple of the funniest things was one guy, he just started just snoring. It was the loudest snore ever. I mean, you heard it throughout the whole gym. You couldn't stop laughing. Everybody was rolling and laughing at the same time. And then when he woke up, he let out the biggest fart ever. And I was just like, dang, he farts and snores. I am so glad he is not my husband. And then there was my husband and
Does that mean that's Brad?
Tell you later.
I didn't do that. What are you talking about?
There was one guy who literally, when he was waking up, he basically said, 5 more minutes, Mom. And then we looked at him because he was a grown-ass man. We're like, dude, you just said 5 more minutes, Mom. He's like, no, I didn't. And everybody heard it, so we never let that down. We call him 5 more minutes, Mom. We hashtag it.
Hey, Mommy, did you make my stovetop stuffing?
Oh, when did I start? What about you, Brooke? Have you ever seen one of your teammates go in contest and they start spurting out silly nonsense out of their mouth?
Yeah, one of my teammates, Tizzy, he usually goes on contest like once a week.
Oh my God.
Once a week. Does he do it on purpose? Once a week?
No.
It sounds like a little much. Oh my God.
Wow.
Was he just he's one of the guys that just refuses to tap no matter what?
Yeah, and sometimes he gets caught too fast, and doesn't have time.
No.
All right. Well, I know Marion's getting close to having to go to another training session. Unfortunately, we went a little bit over. So, but Marion, it's always a pleasure having you on. If if anything, if you could ever send Brooke any like a signed photo or anything when you get a chance to do it, I'll be more than happy to kind of hook you guys up.
Heck yeah, I'll Twitter stalker. I'll be your number one fan. I love seeing women in the sport come up. No, I'm serious. I love seeing women in the sport come up. I've been in the game for quite a while. I have a women's team. It's huge. I wouldn't change it for the world. Something that they don't even have to pay me for. I just get up every morning and get to go to train women. It's just amazing. So obviously I wish you nothing but the best. Anytime you want to hit me up, I'm available on Twitter. And I always, well, for the most part, respond. I respond to pretty much everybody. But I do have a fight coming up.
There, so maybe we can, if you have a whole team out there, maybe we could, if Brooke can get the money up, situate you guys hooking up and training a few times or something.
Heck yeah. She's more than welcome to come out. We would love to have her. All my girls, they would go ape shit. They would love it.
That'd be awesome.
Well, gentlemen and lady, it has been a pleasure talking to you guys. My coach is eyeballing me, and we're on the track right now. I'm about to get my butt kicked. I'm not sure if I like the look on his face. So.
All right. Well, Marion, thanks for your time this night. Brooke, anything you want to say before she goes? Go ahead.
Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. Go get him, Tiger. I'll be rooting for you.
Thank you.
All right. Stay blessed. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
All right. See you, Marion. Thanks for your time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Well, that was Marion. Like I said, unfortunately, things kind of got a little hectic and kind of went a little bit over. But we still got her on. Still had her, talk with Brooke for a few minutes. How excited are you that she was stalking you up before we even got you on?
It's so awesome. I was doing the same to her.
oh yeah. Well, yeah, because initially it was supposed to be another fighter. It was supposed to be another fighter initially. So I did change it last minute to Marion. I just thought that how do you get another ask for a better badass than Marion Reneau? I mean, she's a teacher who happens to just beat up other trained killers for her other job. That's her other job.
You crack me up.
What?
Oh my God! Smell you later. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying it should be. What? Dude, really? Yeah, she's a teacher who, as her other job, she gets paid to beat up other people. So yeah, what's wrong with that?
Love it.
News at 11.
Marion Reneau is a G. Right? Deal with it. And Brooke's probably sitting there thinking, like, what did I get myself into with these crazy idiots?
Oh, God.
How do you see the grappling match playing out, Brooke? Like, do you confident you got the win, or it's going to be a tough match?
I'm very confident I'm going to win, but it's going to be a very tough match. She likes playing with the legs, and I've been working on everything to defend it and attack from there, so it should be a really good match.
So, I guess you've been watching a lot of videos to break that down, the leg attacks, right?
No, not really.
Hey, at least you're honest. I'll give you that much, Brooke. You're honest, and it's a rare trait to find in people. Some people are like, yeah, I was. Oh man, I've been doing hours of that. You just took it like, yeah, you know what?
I've been studying the video
that.
meticulously. Hey, Brooke, how many medals are you holding in that picture? You look like the new Mr. T.
I think I'm holding like 20.
20? Oh my! There's a ton of medals on that picture.
Yeah, it was heavy.
That was like all in one day, right? That was all one day?
Oh, yeah.
So wait, Rachel just reminded me of something. She has an announcement to make. She has to announce the winner of the book.
I do. Oh my gosh!
I didn't realize. I totally spaced out about it. We're in overtime, so none of the live listeners are going to be able to hear. They got to come back and listen to.
And the winner is.
You're so fired, Steve.
Yeah, I'm fired. It's definitely my fault. I'm not going to give anyone else the problems on that one.
He was like fired 3 years ago.
Okay.
Hey, Brooke, sorry, we're a little bit crazy. Sorry.
It's fun.
All right, drum roll, please. Where's Brad? Brad, do the drum roll. All right, no.
Okay.
Freaking.
And the winner is.
That a horse? That was a horse.
What? What was that? Okay, let me shake it up. All right. And the lucky winner is, oh my God, Gina Esposito on Facebook. Yay!
Gina Esposito!
Yes, Gina on Facebook. Woo!
What do you have to say after this glorious victory?
Actually, you know who that is, Steve?
Oh. Oh, ain't that
Braden?
Braden's mom.
Braden's mom. In Ohio, yeah.
I knew that name sounded familiar. I just didn't know why. And I'm like, oh, wait, that's one of the Blaze kids, isn't it?
Oh, my God, Steve, you're awesome. I love you. That was fun. Can we do that again? Let me do that again. Maybe we'll do
No, we're still in the middle of talking with Brooke here.
Wait,
so let's now you were posting some pictures earlier, Brooke. Are you on vacation before you going on this fight too?
Yay.
I was on vacation last week.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, I'm seeing like pictures here that are not from the tri-state area. So what's going on here?
I had it planned from all the way in, like, November.
Ah, okay. Hey, at least you get the downtime to relax, to kind of, free yourself of stressness before the grappling tournament. I think that's a good idea. I think more people should do that. Like, yes, you should train and put the time in, but I also
I was
think
still
that
working
you should
every morning.
Yeah. Every morning, huh?
Yeah, every day I was gone, I was still getting work in.
So, but you found places to train where you were vacationing at? That's awesome.
I was trying to look for places to train at. I was in Florida for only one day, so I couldn't make it to one of the gyms there. So I worked out in the gym hotels, and then when I was on my cruise, I worked out at the gym there, and then they had a track on top of the boat that I would run on.
So you were just basically to be able to keep the sweat going. It wasn't like you were able to like do jiu-jitsu or anything like that.
My coach gave me drills to do, so I would work with my mom and get those done.
That's awesome. You got your mom to work with you. That's awesome. I love that.
I love it. I love it.
Now, we're getting ready to wrap this interview up, Brooke, and I'm glad we were still able to get you on with Marion and stuff like that. But what was one of the things that drove you to compete? A lot of people train just to kind of to get a sweat in to learn self-defense. What is it that turned you into, something that was a hobby to something you want to do as a profession?
I really enjoy being in, like, the vibes that I get at the tournament. Just a bunch of people there are so positive, and the energy there is awesome. I love being on the mats performing for people. I feel so good when I'm on the mats, and it's always been a dream of mine.
So you're not going to be one that you're not going to get you're not going to get stuck in the lights and have stage fright or anything like that. When you get on the big stage, you're going to be able to perform. That's going to be your safe haven, so to speak, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. As soon as the ref tells me to go, I'm in my zone.
Oh, love it. Being in your zone is absolutely awesome. Like, you go in there and nothing else matters but you and what's going on in that arena, that setting. Like, that's it. I love it. That's awesome.
Now, we're going to get ready to wrap this one up. What I typically do for all our guests is kind of throw the proverbial microphone over to you, Brooke. Anyone you would like to thank, training partners, teammates, shoot out your sponsors if you have any, let everyone know where to follow the comings and going with you. Anything else you want to say? Brooke, the time is yours.
I would like to thank my mom and dad for always driving me to the gym and supporting me. I'd like to thank my coach for always believing in me, my training partners, and my sponsor, Sick Chick.
Yeah, Wendy's definitely awesome. We had Sophie on here. My stepdaughter is also sponsored by Sick Chick and Wendy. So she's making the rounds tonight. We had two of the Sick Chick athletes on tonight. Love it. And one more thing, if you were able to sit in front of Dana White right now and give him a piece of your mind about not signing Coach Centella, what would you say to Dana White or one of the matchmakers?
Oh boy, I would tell him straight up. I don't understand why Shorty is not in the UFC. Get your head straight, bro.
Get your head straight is right. It's not like they got this overly stacked flyweight division, right? They got room for plenty of more stars. What? And it's not like you got many guys out there who has a pink mohawk. Come on, guys. He's fun. He's marketable. And he's a submission guy. You got to love it.
Exactly.
That's just me. I don't know. I might be biased. I might be. But I still think that Sean has something to bring to the table. That's just me.
He definitely does.
And you're not just saying that because you're his coach. If you trained at Tom DeBlass's gym, not the Miller's gym, would you say the same thing about Sean?
Yes, definitely. You can just tell that he's an awesome coach and person in general. So he's very talented in the videos and everything.
I've been on this for a while. I've seen Sean at the tournaments. I know he's very passionate about coaching, just as passionate as he is about MMA. So I'm sure that you'll make him proud of this grappling match, and two that when and if the time comes that you are able to become a martial artist, that you'll continue to do so. I'm really looking forward to seeing how you do. Hopefully, we'll be able to kind of run into each other at some of these grappling tournaments. I'm from the tri-state area as well here, so keep doing what you're doing, Brooke. Guys, anything you want to say before we wrap things up and send Brooke on her way?
No, Brooke, just stay positive and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. I will.
Thank you for your time, Brooke.
I love her. I love her. If it's anybody you could go up against Dana White, this is the girl. I need to give her like 2 thumbs up, a high five, a pump, and girl, keep rocking it. Oh my God, I love her attitude.
Thank you.
Dana White, look out.
All right, Brooke. Thanks for your time. Just keep us informed of of how the fight goes and everything like that. If anything we can do to help out at any time, just please reach out. I'm telling you.